All right, welcome to lesson 2 here in the research and investigation little unit here. And if you've watched lesson 1, what I want to talk about is what you're going to be doing next. So peer-reviewed articles are obviously awesome, and what I want you to do is actually just dive in and do some readings. So I'm not going to get you to do a ton. I'm going to get you to do 3, and hopefully you'll sort of get a taste for what scientific journals are like. So in Life Sciences 11 here, you're going to choose one research paper from Karen Hodges. Now, Karen Hodges was a professor that taught me a lot of different courses here at UBCO, and she's done research on a lot of different things. She's very well published, and she studies big stuff, so snowshoe hares, lynx, bobcats, lots of bigger things. It's not she's not studying microbes, she's not studying plants, she's studying these pretty cool mammals. So if I go back to the course page, and if you actually just open up the document, it's going to show all the different options that you have to read over. And I'm going to go back again. And this is going to be culminating in a research assignment. So I'm going to open up the assignment template as well. As you can see, it looks similar to other things that you've noticed. So this is going to be just a really quick summary. So you're going to be choosing 3 different articles, like I mentioned. One is going to be from Karen Hodges. One's going to be completely your choice, and I'll walk you through that. And then one's going to be an article from either the Narwhal or Science. So in Science, things are cited using APA format. That's the type of citation. And that's different from lots of the English history type citations. Usually they use MLA or Chicago. So your job is to read through these 3 articles and state what the research found, why it's important, and to provide a little synopsis of what they did, how they did it. State anything that you found interesting or surprising. And then I do want you to do the APA citation. Now, luckily for Karen's, at the very bottom here in the works cited, it'll be very easy for you to complete because they're already all here in AP format. And this is actually a document that she gave me. I asked her to provide some articles that she'd recommend for high school students to read, and these are the ones that she gave. So you can see she's even made a couple comments here. So if I go back here, you get to choose one option from here. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to go to Google Scholar. So you can go to Google Scholar and you can literally just type in anything that interests you. This is your choice for a journal article. An example, so if there's me, if you remember from the taxonomy challenge in the very beginning of the course, I like a dolphin called dolphin. So you can see if I type something in, habitat selection, and it goes to dolphin species. Maybe I would just jump in, grab the first one that I see, and do a. Actually, if I were to do this one though, this one does not have the full article, so I have to buy it. So I actually wouldn't want to choose this one. Let's choose a different one. Let's see if I can upload this PDF. Here we go. So here's one that I could do mine on, and it would be on the geographical variation in Hector's dolphins, and recognition of a new subspecies. Oh, this is actually interesting. So I don't think I mentioned this in my other thing, but I did a very large study in university on this specific dolphin actually, and there's actually 2 subspecies, one on the northern island and one on the southern island. So this is probably the article that I did read in university, and this is probably the one that I referenced. So that's kind of a fun fact there. This is probably the journal that I would do. You get to choose whichever option you want. When you're going to create the APA citation, I recommend just popping into this website. It's called BibMe. And if I go back to recognition of new subspecies, oops. I just copy that into the APA citation guide, and it's going to be a journal. And you have to just find the scholarly syllable and type it in, search journal entries. So here it is. It's the exact same wording, so that's the one I want to cite. And then if you just type over to final step, oh, it's asking me to turn off ad blocker. Oh, these guys are going to get me. I'll refresh. And then, oh, did that still save? Uh-oh, now I've got to go back. Search this article. Sorry, I know there's a ton of things on my page. It looks a little gross. Final step. Create citation. Boom. This is what APA format will look like. One of the things to note about APA format, if I open up Karen Hodges' papers here, it has a hanging indent in APA format. So if you look here on the side, after the very first person's last name, you'll see that there's this indent all the way down. It's more defined in the second one here, where it's everything is indented after that. It's very characteristic of APA format. And, it always has, last name and then first initial. Although this one's interesting because this one's the opposite, N.K.E. Hodges. Maybe they made a mistake. But then it'll have the year that it was produced. It'll have the name of the article, which journal it's in, and then it'll have differing ways of referencing it. So anyway, that's just APA format. You're going to need to do APA format if you do go to university. So you can always just Google APA format, how to citate, something like that on Google. It'll help you out. All right, I'm going to close this. There is my citation. And then if I go back to the course page, I also want you to do an article that's not so scientific, so don't get too crazy. And you're going to have the choice. So if you look here at the very bottom, either a narwhal or a science article. So if you take a look at both of these websites, one is called the Narwhal. I'll talk about that in a second, and one's called the Science Journal. This was mentioned in lesson 1, science, but if you just scroll through Darkness Made whatever it was, whatever article you choose, it'll have a bunch of information about this written in a little bit less like sciencey words or vocabulary. So hopefully you'll actually be able to understand it a little bit, and you can go from there. So you'll be able to use this as one of your articles, and obviously it's a lot shorter than one of the other academic journals. The Narwhal is different though. And I should have mentioned this as well. This is all like sort of, I guess, not with science, but with the Narwhal and with Karen Hodges. I'm trying to make this like BC, British Columbia local. So Karen Hodges is from British Columbia. All of her research is done in British Columbia. So I really wanted to showcase her as an example because this is a BC course. So the Narwhal also is it's in Canada, but they have a ton of different research they do, and it's not academic peer reviewed, but it's more like almost like a photo journal, I would say. So still really cool, and they do a ton of different topics. You can see one here is mining and so on and so forth. So if I go back up to the top here, and if I go, maybe it's at the bottom. But if you go to their About page, About Us, you can learn a little bit about them. They're a non-for-profit investigator, and they've got two rules: follow the facts and tell it like it is. So I like their articles, and they've been doing it for a while, and they cover a lot of sciencey topics. So that's kind of nice. You could find out why the Canadian reindeer is at risk of extinction and read through this article. And they also have like really great because of photos. So that's something that I also really like about their work. So there you have it. Your assignment is going to be to just summarize 3 of these articles that you're going to read, and hopefully you enjoy learning a little bit about peer-reviewed articles and just research in general. And yeah, so best of luck as you move through the course.